Chapter 2, Session 2. In the last session, we discussed if else. If is unidirectional. If else is bidirectional. Unidirectional means only one way. Condition true, statement will be executed. In case of if else, it is bidirectional. Condition true, statement 1 will be executed. Condition false, statement 2 will be executed. We have something called conditional operator, ternary operator. We have two symbols, question mark and colon. Look at the syntax. Condition, question mark, statement 1, colon, statement 2, semicolon. Observe the things clearly. There is no if or no else here. I told earlier also the concept of if else, if, ladder, nested if, switch case are also there in C++ and Java. The way how we use in C are similar in C++ and Java. So better concentrate on these type of topics. Condition true, statement 1 will be executed. Condition false, statement 2 will be executed. Just like your if else, there also condition true, the statement before else will be executed. Condition false, the statement after else will be executed. Here condition true, the statement after question mark will be executed. Condition false, the statement after colon will be executed. So this is used to avoid if else. You have two symbols here, question mark and colon, no if and no else. Yeah, any program written in if else can be rewritten in using conditional operator. A simple demo program here. How many variables are there? Two variables, a and b. A is 40, b is 10. And what is the condition? A greater than b. Statement 1 is printf a and statement 2 is printf b. Condition a greater than b, is it true? Yeah, it is true. So statement after question mark will be executed, that is printf a. Just like your biggest of two numbers only. Instead of reading the data, assign a with 40 and b with 10. Most important thing in C language and C++ or Java means any programming environment. In the exams, either in degree or BTech or any sort of examination, you try to write a demonstration program with each and every concept. Like in chapter 1, typecasting, evaluation of an expression, anything like that. With each and every topic, you try to write a small demo program in the examination to gain good score. Always give importance to demo program only. If you can write a demo program, if else you can write a demo program. Conditional operator you can write a demo program. In session 1, increment decrement operators, in chapter 1, typecasting, increment decrement operators. Try to write demo programs always in the examination. That is very important, and most of the students, they do concentrate only on theory. And my suggestion is, as an experienced faculty, my suggestion is you write a demo program always. Logical operators we already discussed in previous sessions. And or not, three logical operators are there. How and works? If both are true, the resultant is true. And how or works? If any one is true, then the resultant is true. In general, we call it as truth tables. Look at the simple demonstration program here where we have three variables A, B, C. And what is the condition? A greater than B and B less than C. So A greater than B is false and B less than C is true, false, and true is false, as I told you in the last class. In these type of situations where there is a condition and there is no if the condition is true 1, if the condition is false 0. We already discussed if else, and now if else if ladder. What if we have more than one condition in any programming environment? Look at the syntax. If condition 1 statement 1, else if condition 2 statement 2, else if condition 3 statement 3, and so on, if condition n and statement n, and of course statement x, which is optional. With each and every condition there must be one statement. If there is else, something must be before else and something must be after else. The one before else is, as I told you earlier, is always true, and the one after else is always false. Look at the things clearly. We start with condition 1. Condition 1 is true, statement 1 will be executed, and of course statement x, which is in the last one, which has nothing to do with this. What happens if condition 1 is false? As I told you, false is after else. So after else we have another condition. So condition 1 false, come to condition 2. Condition 2 true, statement 2 and statement x. Condition 2 false, condition 3, and so on. So when you come to condition 3, condition 1 false, and then condition 2 false, then you come to condition 3. No confusion regarding anything here. With each and every condition there must be one statement. If there is else, something before else is true and something after else is false. Look at the things clearly. More than one if else, and so on. If else if ladder. If else if ladder. Look at the program. If else if ladder. Check for a number positive or negative or 0. How can you say number is positive? Anything greater than 0 is positive, less than 0 is negative, and equal to 0 is 0. How many variables are required? Only one. If a greater than 0, if it is true, the number is positive. The number % d is positive. If your input is 6, a greater than 0, 6 greater than 0 is true. So your output is number 6 is positive. If your input is -6, a greater than 0, false. Condition 2, a less than 0, -6 less than 0, true. I didn't mention that. You put it, printf number % is negative and printf number % is 0. If else if. And one more simple important thing here is a greater than 0 positive and a less than 0 negative, and then no need of checking for 0. If not positive and negative, it must be 0 only. So the last condition you can skip. If a equal to 0, you can skip, just like what we discussed in earlier programs. Number is positive, number % d is positive. Anything you can write it in printf. Like if you see where is a look at the % d. If it is % d is positive, then you get 6 is positive. % d, wherever it is there the constant value will be displayed. Look at another program, biggest of three numbers. Biggest of two numbers we practiced in the last class. You take ABC, scanf ABC, as you have three input variables, 3%. Observe there is no space between %, %, %. Don't try to give space or comma or anything between percentage in scanf. Of course they are allowed at this stage, don't bother about those things. Look at the condition A greater than B and B greater than C. A greater than B true and B greater than C true, then the biggest is A. If not A, check for B. B greater than A and B greater than C. If B is greater than A and B is greater than C, then biggest is B. Otherwise, else, if not A and B, biggest must be C only. No need of checking any condition like C greater than A and C greater than B. Any program you can write it in different ways. People, they do write in different ways. Look at the second method. We have four variables here, A, B, C and big BIG. And dash dash, those two statements are printf and scanf statements, you can copy it. And the same condition, A greater than B and B greater than C. You try to observe the difference between first and second program. In the second program, if A greater than B and B greater than C, big is equal to A. Look at the first one. Printf biggest is A. In the second condition also, B greater than A and B greater than C, big is equal to B, else big is equal to C. In the first program, biggest of three numbers, with each and every condition, there is a printf, biggest is A, biggest is B and biggest is C. Whereas in the second thing, we are not using the notation. Big is equal to A, big is equal to B, big is equal to C. Whenever the condition is true, the concerned variable is assigned to a variable BIG, and at the end of the program, you are printing BIG, biggest is big. You try to observe the difference. You can write any program in any way. In the first program, we have three printfs, biggest is A, biggest is B and biggest is C. In the second program, big is equal to A, big is equal to B and big is equal to C, and the last biggest is big. Look at the small thing there, ORR. If A greater than B and B greater than C, big is equal to A. Else means if A is not biggest. See, if A is not biggest, then you can compare only B and C, that is enough. No need of writing B greater than A and B greater than C. That is a traditional way of writing the program. Instead, you can write B greater than C. As A is not biggest, then you just check B and C only. If B greater than C, then big is B, otherwise big is C. Programming can be in any way. The first one is completely traditional way, and second one and third one, any type of session is valid.